broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save.
Come on, Stephanie. I know. I am the one that's off today.
In the show
You had so much time to practice.
What I said, 'cause two can keep a secret.
Oh, I get to do it, guys.
One of them is dead.
It's been too long, guys.
I know.
It really has. Your performance just brought it back for me.
I feel like we were like down here, so like in January we're gonna be up here again. I promise.
Yeah, we were really good for a while because we had it week to week. But thank you for tuning into our Pretty Little Liars after show. Of course, tonight we are talking about 5 Years Forward, the special that aired tonight. And I have to say, a lot of revelations about season 6B. I'm sure you all know, but it is a 5-year time jump.
What?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Breaking news here. Breaking, I know. But 5-year time jump starting in 6B, and we got to hear a little bit about everything from the costumes to, you know, the set design to that the cast had to go from doing 6A to 6B overnight. So lots of changes very quickly for them. But I was most excited about all these character changes that we heard about. And we really did get a taste for where everyone was at. I kind of expected it to be like, oh, she's in Washington, cute. And like,
Yeah.
we kind of learned a little bit more about it, and in our news and gossip today, we're going to talk a little bit about superlatives that E did with the cast and kind of who's happiest, who's most successful, which is a nice add-on to the special. But let's jump into what's going on with Hanna and Caleb. They were the first ones talked about tonight, and we...
Wait, first,
Yes.
I want to discuss the voiceover.
Yes.
Who was she?
Yes, we can all agree
Next,
that was...
on Pretty Little Liars Fast Forward, you're gonna learn where Hannah is. Like,
It felt like you know...
maybe like National Geographic.
National Geographic, or like
If we approach
airplane
closely,
safety video,
we can
a little
see
bit.
the lambs
Sits
in.
this way.
Yes. And also, before I totally skipped over, before we jump into Caleb Hanna, we should also introduce ourselves. I'm Stephanie Wenger, and you can find me at Stephanie Wenger on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Kristin Strange. You can find me on Twitter at Kristin_Strange, and the same on Instagram.
Hey guys, I'm Heather Joy Smith, and you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Heather Joy Smith.
And we're streaming live on YouTube, and you, of course, can find us always on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Let us know what you're thinking about Season 6B, because we're super excited about it
And
here.
we're missing
And
Hannah,
Hannah, yes.
but she will be here next time.
Yes.
Promise.
Yes, we are not forgetting Hannah.
Yes, we miss her, and she will be back.
Hannah's Twitter is at the Hotshot Dude.
That is
you go.
true.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
That's nice from the booth. So that being said, now we can talk about the Hannah we did see tonight.
Right.
Hanna and Caleb, we knew that they were moving to New York. He was becoming a tech specialist with all of his experience from the Pretty Little Liars world. He now knows how to like unearth secrets of the
who
web.
gave him a job though? Who was like, oh, you like helped find these girls that were located in a basement somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, good job. Okay, we'll hire you. Like, I didn't know you could put that on a resume.
Well, I feel like sometimes, like, those tech jobs, like, the people who do those jobs are just so dang smart that they can just, like, take a little, like, oh, here's a computer, do something with it,
Yeah.
and then they get a job.
Yeah.
That's true.
all
I
I
wish
gotta
I
do.
had a skill like that.
Yeah, just
I
like
sometimes can't even figure out how to turn mine on.
we all have our technical issues.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, no, we were having technical issues earlier
this is
tonight.
on,
But
by
that
the way.
being said,
Circle.
girls, we are just on it today, aren't we?
So Hannah,
Yeah.
she went to FIT, which I went to FIT. So like, shout out to my alma mater.
Right.
I didn't graduate though, so
You did eventually graduate
I did
from
eventually
college.
graduate from a college. It just wasn't FIT, but it's a great school with a great fashion program.
I loved it because I feel like in a lot of ways she was the most fashion forward on the show.
Yeah.
And she was always like, I want to go to fashion school. And I was like, she should totally go to FIT because it's like perfect for fashion because it's the Fashion Institute of Technology and it's located in Manhattan.
Yeah,
And then she did.
Yeah, I mean, you called it.
Yeah.
I mean, and she interned for Zach Posen.
Yeah, I didn't
so
do that.
you're really seeing her kind of develop into this fledgling fashion designer, which is really cool. And I feel like that's something as you did, you predicted for her, I feel like. And
She's probably the most successful because everybody that goes to that school is successful. Nikki Hilton went there.
Oh,
wow.
good to know.
Fun fact.
Donald Trump speaks there sometime. Well, he did. I don't know if he does anymore.
It'll be
You know?
interesting.
Now he's trying to run for president, so that's different.
But I was sad when we learned that they're split up now and she has a new fiance, a new guy.
I predicted that like 3 episodes away from the end of last season.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not going to stay together. No way. Of course she's going to find someone new.
I think it's interesting though. She was the one with the ring that we spotted, a ring and a still from last season.
Yeah.
And so fiance.
Yeah, I knew it was someone different.
Not
I feel
Caleb.
like they're still gonna get back
They
together.
probably
though.
are, but I was like, there's no way they're going to come back from 5 years and she's going to be like, everything with me and Caleb has just been smiles and flowers and now we're engaged. Like, no.
Yeah, that's
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. So are you predicting her engagement won't last?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I haven't met the new guy. Maybe I want it to work. Let's see.
All right. Kristen's holding out judgment.
She met him in Europe, so, I mean, he could be a catch.
She's not moving to Europe though.
No.
No.
But I like that they said
So.
she gets to, like, travel because she's under, like, the Anna Wintour of, like, nowadays fashion. So, like, she's her assistant, so she gets to travel. I'm like, oh, my God, her life sounds amazing.
You like want her dream?
Yeah. I'm like,
Your dream
apparently I
life.
should have graduated.
But I love that they're keeping Caleb on the show by having him have a bromance with
my gosh.
Ezra.
I love that.
Toby.
With Toby. Sorry.
They had to keep these guys on the
Right.
show somehow. They had to bring them back on so that they eventually could get with these girls again. But they had to
Going
figure
fishing.
out something for them to do in the meantime.
But if you think about it, like, okay, so 3 of them, the 3 guys and their 3 girls, like, they're all on the show and like, there's no way that if you have 4 friends in high school, that 3 of them are going to end up with their high school boyfriends. That's just, like, not statistically something that happens.
Right.
Like, maybe one of them will get back together and, like, realistically make it work, but...
It would be like if we didn't have the 5-year jump and it was like Pretty Little Liars college. Like they
Right,
all went to
right.
the same college. I think that by skipping college, they're actually allowing them to have their own lives. But I'm curious what brings them back to Rosewood.
Right.
That we didn't really get that tonight of like what.
Well, like, Allie summons her friends to, like, ask them for help, but we don't know what the thing is that's coming after her. Like, he's coming.
Right, exactly. So we know that there's like a new big bad, I think is what they referred to it as. And we'll talk about that a little later on in our show. But let's talk about Spencer and this crazy... I mean, I guess it's exactly what you would kind of expect for Spencer. I was going to say it was crazy. And I was like, it's really not. She graduates from Georgetown and works on Capitol Hill. She's like the put together one.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like her mom's, into politics now too, running for Senate. So, I mean, it's interesting because I feel like her growing up, she didn't want to be like her mother. And now as she gets older, their lives are going to kind of intertwine more and be more similar than Spencer ever thought they would be.
One of the things Troyan said was she's finally gotten to focus on school. So I bet you that had a lot, like, with her deciding, oh, well, I'll go into politics because, of course, she got to focus. And she's like, yes, this is good. I like it. It's, like, academic. And she said her mom said she's a lobbyist, but she says she works with grassroots efforts and all these places.
Yeah, she's just starting out on, like, in Washington, and I think, like, that's often... I love that that she was like, oh, I probably go and run and get coffee for people. That's so funny.
Exactly.
Like, I was like, that's such a realistic view of, like, your first job out of college.
Right, because they're, 22 years old now, 21 years old. That's usually your first job right out of college is you're the coffee gopher. That's what you go do.
Exactly. And I love that they're keeping it based in some level of reality, at least I like the past that they've had over the last 5 years seems like there's some reality to it, and I'm interested to see when they return to Rosewood, does it kind of become that heightened universe that we've all come to know over the past 6 seasons?
I feel like to make it super realistic, they should have had someone be unemployed because no one offered me a job after I graduated from college.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I mean, Emily didn't graduate, as we heard, so like
she's a bartender.
But she's a bartender, so she like has a job. But like, of the three of them that graduated, like someone's got to not have a job also.
You're like, I feel like in order to keep it truly,
we're gonna be real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a lot of people that graduated with jobs, so.
Yeah, and then I'm not shocked that Toby and Spencer didn't make it. They were kind of a tumultuous little roller coaster there for a while.
I feel like that's for the best. Like, honestly, if anybody doesn't get together, I think it's going to be them. Because, like, I can see them going on and being like, we're good friends, like, let's stay friends, but let's also not, like, date each other because this doesn't work out. And she doesn't want that life that Toby wants. Like, he just said he bought 3 acres outside of Rosewood to build his dream house. Like, I cannot see Spencer living in her dream house outside of Rosewood. No.
What do we think? He's still a police officer. Is he taking care of some of the corruption that's going on in the Rosewood Police Department?
Or is he getting corrupted?
Ooh, Kristin.
You know, guys, what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's always been the sketchy one for me, so I can never fully trust him in what he's doing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I want to believe he can do something better in the police department and with this new big bad that they're referring to be, you know, a force of good in Rosewood, but I worry that he's like too far into the whatever corruption's going on there, because that police department, as we well know, all Pretty Little Liars fans know, does no good. Not successful in what's going on there. So let's jump into Emily. We briefly mentioned her. Bartender, moved to California. We talked about it as we were watching. We said, wait, they're talking about that she's close to Paige now. Paige goes to Stanford. She's goes to Pepperdine in Malibu.
Not close, people.
It's
not
for all
close.
of you who think California, you can just jump
That's
in
like
the
a
car.
10-hour drive.
It's a really far drive, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I could drive to Arizona quicker than I could drive to...
Absolutely. Yeah, it is not a close drive. Several of us are from Northern California, so like we know the difference.
I'm making the drive tomorrow, and you guys, it is not quick.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one of those things where I was like, oh, we're all next door neighbors. Don't worry about it. That's like TV magic right there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be
She's
interesting.
like, okay, I'm getting on the road. I'll see you in 2 hours.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
they don't mention her relationship status, though. So I guess the assumption is that
at the end, she was like, oh, she was driving up to see Paige at Stanford.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, is she seeing each other? She's like, oh, I think she might be. But
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't-
think anyone really knows.
Yeah, we don't know if they're friends, if they're back together, if they're figuring it out. Who knows? And that's something that I'm excited to see. And is there competition or some love triangle for her?
Yeah, and Emily's dad died.
Right.
And that's why she dropped out of college. He died in the army.
Which is sad. I mean, that's
Really sad.
Yeah.
that's really sad.
I really do think she's going to join the army.
Oh.
I really do. I thought that from that moment when we see her come back and she puts on his coat and it says Fields. I was like, oh, they're totally foreshadowing like how she's going to join the army just like him. And I can totally see her taking that path because now she's dropped out of college, you know, because she was so devastated by her dad's death. So like a way for her to honor him would be to like, you know, take his place and like serve her country like he did, because like that was his career.
Right.
That's like what he put his whole life towards. So like it could be like a way for her to continue his legacy.
Yeah, I found it interesting that they were talking about that Aria has the most like emotional baggage because
No, I think they said it was Emily.
Oh, did they say Emily?
Yeah.
I must have written it down incorrectly because I had it written down that Aria, because I was thinking
I
like
wrote down that Ezra had
Yeah,
the most
they said of the
baggage.
girls, like Emily comes back because they said she's the one that comes
That's
back
right,
with the secret
because I bet
and
she's
the most
pregnant.
baggage. Oh, pregnant.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that was gonna be my next question because
Wait,
I don't know.
how?
Who knows?
to
Who
me,
knows?
because to me with the description of the story, I would have thought Emily, so I just wrote it down incorrectly, but. Emily, what is this secret? So you're saying pregnant.
Well, okay, I only say that because okay,
That would be a big surprise.
I know, but in the previews they show her like in like a hospital gown, and she's like like she's giving birth. Okay, you guys, like that's the only reason why I say it. But it's like
Maybe she has kidney stones.
Oh, I've had those, and that feels worse than giving birth, you guys.
You haven't given birth.
That's true. I haven't given birth. But I can tell you that is the worst pain you will ever experience in your entire life.
But yeah, I guess that would be a surprise maybe. Do we know if she's into men and women, or was she just like, I'm just into women? Because like we've only seen her date women except for that first boyfriend she had.
Maybe she just, I don't know.
I think as far as we know right now, she's just into women.
Okay,
but
well maybe she was experimenting in college.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
She's more free-spirited in California.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Malibu changes you.
It does. I'm thinking something to do with maybe she's reunited with Paige and she hasn't told people yet. I don't know. Maybe it's, or she broke up. She's found someone new. I feel like it's something to do with like her relationship status with Paige.
I would like to see her pregnant.
That would be interesting.
You never know. They could have a baby together somehow.
Yeah, because then like she could be pregnant by like
she could also
someone
be
else.
a surrogate for someone.
Or a surrogate. Oh, that would be smart because they make so much money.
Oh yeah, that could be her new job.
But she could get pregnant by someone else, and then like he's not in the picture, and then Paige is like, I love you so much, I want to be with you and raise this child, and they become a little family.
Yeah. It could be really. I mean, I love that idea.
Like
our Emily theories are really probably way off right now, but that's okay. We can say that.
Like Callie did in Grey's Anatomy. Callie got pregnant with Mark's baby, and then Arizona was like, I'm totally gonna be with you, and we're gonna have this baby together.
No, I think there's a million possibilities. I think it could go anywhere from like as like surrogate all the way over to having a baby with Paige to
Or Toby.
Oh,
what? I love all of these theories that I feel like we are thinking way outside the box.
Yeah.
And if you have any outside the box theories, we clearly love hearing
we love those.
Yeah, so please tweet us and let us know what you're thinking about Emily and the whole situation, season 6B. If there's anything that jumps out at you, you can tweet us and let us know what you're thinking about. And of course the new season premieres January 12th. Cannot wait. I feel like we are on a countdown for it, so it's exciting. It's about a little less than 2 months away, which is exciting. So let's talk about Aria, who she goes to Georgia. She, I feel like, has gone through a lot in 5 years.
Moved around and
so
has a new boyfriend.
Yeah, so
Liam,
Georgia,
don't like it.
new boyfriend.
I don't either.
But changes her major from photography, because we see her in the last season into photography. Now she goes back to her original thought of writing and reunites with Ezra at a publishing house. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put down my prediction. You guys know what a fan I am of this couple. Reunited in a romantic sense.
Yep.
In the first half of this season.
I 100% support that theory right now.
I really like it. Although I do feel bad because her new boyfriend's name is Liam, and I think anyone named Liam should be really hot.
He's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
But we just want to get rid of him.
I know, but I just like, it's really hard for me to not like the name Liam because Liam Hemsworth, and I just love him so much. So like, it's really hard to be like, you shouldn't be with him, but then it's also like Ezra. I'm like,
I have so many questions for you about the name Liam, but we're gonna save those for after the show, because I could be like Hunger Games. There's a million things to talk about.
The
but
Hunger Games.
Let's talk about Pretty Little Liars for
we
now.
can stick next time.
Yeah. So, what do you think about Aria though going to Boston? Is that gonna change her path? I mean, obviously she's writing now. Is Ezra now in? We're assuming
I would assume he's in Boston too.
Well, no, because we see him come back to Rosewood.
That's right.
I guess he can, if he's getting a book published, like it can be published anywhere. He can be published in a publishing house in Boston and still live in Rosewood. But he's the one that they say comes back like super damaged.
Well, I mean, he basically says in the special that he's at least experimenting with alcohol, if not an alcoholic. It's a little unclear how much he's...
I was a little confused because they said he went to South America to do all that work with Habitat for Humanity and like help people.
Yeah,
he follows Nicole.
Follows Nicole.
And then it all comes crashing down, and I'm like, how? Like, how does charity work come crashing down?
I feel like maybe it was something with their relationship. Maybe they experimented with their relationship and didn't work out or something like that.
What's interesting was they used the phrase, and I wrote it down, taken away violently.
Right. That's
Which-
so weird.
Yeah,
I
which
don't
is
understand.
weird.
That's what I don't understand. I'm like, that's weird. Like, how? I don't understand.
I'm wondering if there was like an accident
Yeah.
or something.
Oh.
For
Or
how
like,
to-
yeah, like everyone in his village died except for him. Like, that's violent.
Yeah.
Right?
And then maybe that, like, led him to start drinking.
Yeah,
because he was
'cause-
so depressed.
Yeah, I mean, without Aria, without this new life, because he seems to say that was like his passion
right,
now, and then to have that taken away without the what you assume is the love of your life, the passion that you now have, without anything, he turns to alcohol, I guess, is kind of the way that I'm assessing it. And let me tell you, in season 6B, it might be very different from how I took the 2-minute segment, but that was kind of the thought that I had. I don't know. I'm really interested in how it's taken away violently, though. That's such
me
an
too.
interesting phrasing.
Right. There's so many things that I hope they answer in 6B, kind of what's been going on, and answer those questions for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know
I have
that-
some theories, but I don't want to reveal them quite yet.
Okay, well,
Next time.
all right. What, January 12th?
Yeah.
After they go over them all.
After I find out, I'll tell you if I was right or not.
So we know, I think Ian Harding said that we're going to get flashbacks.
Yeah, which I'm glad.
I think that that's going to be so helpful because there's a lot of things that I want to know, like the moment that Emily decided school was no longer right for her. Like,
right.
there's a lot of things that sound like big turning points in these women's lives that I really am interested to see how that happens. So I hope we get those flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
Let's talk a little bit about kind of the second half of the special and the way that the fashion and the sets all changed, and then we'll get into the big bad and what that could be.
I'm glad they did that. Because we haven't gotten kind of a behind the scenes look at the show in that kind of way before, with like, the makeup artists, the hairdressers, or the hairstylists, set designers. We've never gotten a chance to hear their side of things and how they create, these sets and the characters themselves, because they are so influential in the characters' like development.
Yeah,
I think.
and I want to live in all of those sets. That barn,
totally.
Oh my gosh, if
So
I could make
cool.
that my apartment,
Amazing.
I don't care where it is. I just want to live there.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
So pretty.
And I also loved that there's a new stylist for Pretty Little Liars this year.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good idea.
And talking about how she was able to use the influences of their younger years, but bring something new to the table. And I think that that's really exciting, that you're going to be able to see like those little things that make Aria, and the multi-patterns and all of that, but have it be appropriate for a 20-year-old, because I think some of the fashion was amazing on Pretty Little Liars, but it's not something that necessarily 20 to 30-year-old women would be like, yes, that's exactly what I would wear.
I know. I hope it's in my price range too, because I always go on wornontv.com to look at like where I can buy their stuff, and then it's like $400 for this dress, and I'm like, next.
I feel like
Can't afford that.
I like that the girls are going to have a little bit of a say too in their upcoming fashion in terms of accessories, I guess. But it sounds like they are having a little bit more of an input than they have in the past.
Yeah, I loved that they want less statement jewelry. They really want it to be a little smaller, which I think, I love statement jewelry, but I think that that's a nice way of showing a change, a maturity in them. And also, I thought it was interesting with the makeup that they're essentially reversing it with the makeup. So they're trying to show a little older in style, but the makeup, like if they wore tons of makeup on the show, like Ashley Benson and people like that, she's going to be in less makeup, and vice versa for the other girls. And I think that's such a fun way of kind of like a subtle way of showing that change.
Yeah, Spencer's makeup definitely looked way more sophisticated.
Yeah.
But she's ageless.
And the bangs
so.
and
Yeah, the bangs are something that I'm gonna have to get used to. They're so different. For some reason, it changes her whole look.
definitely does.
Yeah. But I like it. She seems to have like this mature Washington style.
Yeah,
which
you can
is-
even just tell in the
is
scenes
great.
that we saw, like just the way she was carrying herself is a little different.
Absolutely. So I think that we can talk a little bit about this big bad. And so they say they're receiving messages again in Rosewood, but it's clearly not from Charlotte. It's there's paranoia, there's blackmail, it's life-threatening. So the game has escalated, clearly, because they even mentioned, like, it's not about scholarships anymore, it's this whole other thing. Do we have any ideas on who this could be?
None.
What if we get to, like, the very end of the season or, like, the series and they close it out? We're, like, finding out who this is and they're like, it's Charlotte! Ha 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 ha! How much would you guys, how mad would you guys be?
I would not be very happy.
Not be very happy.
Or, like, Mona again. Like, we did this. Yeah. But I don't think they'll do that. But
no, I wonder, I can't predict at all of who it's going to be, but rather than someone new, I wonder if it's someone we've seen before.
I feel like it has to be somebody we've seen before.
I think in interviews she said, like, Marlene had said she had a couple of ideas of who she wanted it, like, of A to be, and they only went with one of them, but she's like, I don't want to tell you who my other ideas are because I want to use those maybe for future, like, like things. So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this show, the way they're doing it with this 5 years forward, it can go on and on forever. I mean, you could do a few more seasons of this. I mean, these girls could have jobs for all of time. Yeah. The ratings are phenomenal for the show. People still care about it. It's the most tweeted about show. I think it's really interesting that this is what they've chosen to do. We were saying off camera that it's like a whole new show.
It is.
And that in some ways is a scary place, I think, for fans to be, because you don't know what you're getting, but you also know the team behind it and you know these girls. So I have really high hopes for it. I think is where I'm at.
I'm like super excited because I'm like, oh my God, they're like closer to my age and like, you know, it's harder to
relatable.
It's more relatable. I mean, I don't know, people who are in high school, it may be less relatable, but you have something to look forward to now.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say that
this is exactly how your life is going to be.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I did like watching shows that were college and like post, like early 20s shows because, I don't know, it's like where you're going. So I don't think they're going to like lose an audience because of that. I can't imagine that. And
I think if anything, they'll actually end up gaining some of their audience back that's kind of like fallen off because they're like, these people are still in high school and it's like 25 years later. Like, what are we?
Right, absolutely. So let's do a little news and gossip. There's just two quick things with it.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
I want to encourage everyone to check out E! Did a great interview with the cast of Pretty Little Liars from Comic-Con, talking about who's going to be happiest, basically like yearbook superlatives for the new season. And I want to get a guess from you on who you think is going to be the happiest.
Hannah. I would say Hannah too, yeah.
So overall, they had three people thought Hannah. Troyan, Marlene, which is a big one to consider, and Joseph Doherty, who's an executive producer for the show, said Hannah. Lucy Hale said Aria, which I think is really interesting because
she says she wants to believe that Aria is in love with this new guy and like in a really good place. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and then Ashley Benson says Spencer, which is interesting. Maybe Spencer's settled. I could see, and that brings her happiness.
She seems stronger.
I feel like Spencer's not going to be happy being the coffee gopher, though.
No.
Yeah.
She wants to be more in charge. She wants more. She's constantly
striving.
Yeah, striving for more.
Yeah, and then Tryon also said Aria could be happy. So it's an interesting mix, but they all
said Emily.
No, Emily didn't get included on this list, guys. Sad. But most successful, most damaged by the past, and that's everyone agrees is Emily, by the way, just to be clear. And then biggest partier, most isolated. It goes on and on, but it's definitely an article to check out on E! I will actually tweet it out after the show.
I want to look at it.
Yeah, and then we also have a change in the theme song, which seems so crazy. Guys, what are we going to do?
I don't know. Can we still have this be our theme song?
I'm going to have to, like, learn it real quick.
Nostalgia, guys. We're going to have to, like, maybe we can go out with the old, I don't know.
How would it go? Sing it.
I have not heard it yet. I couldn't sing it for you, even if I wanted to, which I don't.
I don't want this to change.
We will prep.
Yeah.
And be ready for you January 12th.
Exactly. And she says, let's see. People think the song was written for our show. It's so perfect. This this new people think that song was written for our show, It's So Perfect, which was the original song, but this one actually was written for them, and it's going to be an original theme song that everyone liar to thank for the haunting track. Everyone has one liar to thank for the haunting track. That's what they say. So that's an interesting one.
Once again, it's a new show.
Yeah, it is a new show. So hopefully we'll hear that soon. I want to hear it before January 12th for sure. But with that, any final thoughts?
Oh, here it is.
Oh, this is the original.
Oh, okay.
Out with the old and in with a brand new opening title sequence for
revamp.
the 6th season of Pretty Little Liars, complete with an added mystery. But are we
I like
really
how
surprised
Allie is in the
Yeah.
is in the new one. She's in the new theme song.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So we have an addition, which I like because I feel like she
of
is a
course it
liar. We're watching a video as we're talking
Yeah.
here, but it's I'm really
Sorry,
excited.
guys, I tried.
No,
It was a good effort.
No,
Good
it-
effort.
try.
I don't think we've heard much of it.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's a small clip that someone has seen out there, let us know. But I certainly have not heard the full song yet. I think they are waiting for that big reveal on January 12th. With that, though, any final thoughts on this special? I was really happy with like how much information we got from this.
Yeah, I was a little shocked they gave out this much information, but
know.
I'm glad they did.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like I feel like I've had 20 grams of caffeine today because I'm like so excited about this now.
Yes, and I'm so excited, and I'm excited to be back with you all and
I
Hannah.
feel like we should like group hug.
I know, right?
Miss you, Hannah.
So, I know, we need our 4th, but she will be here January 12th. But thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. It's always so much fun to talk everything Pretty Little Liars. Of course, you can find AfterBuzz on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, and you can find me at Stephanie Wenger.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kristin_Strange.
And you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and pretty much everything on social media at Heather Joy Smith.
And we will see you all January 12th for more Pretty Little Liars. Bye.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.